Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you a chess game that I played 5 minutes before and I think it's worth showing. I don't know if I say it correct, but you probably understand what I'm saying. So let's start. I was played with white pieces and I played d4. My opponent played d5. I wanted to play the Italian, so I played knight f3. He played knight c6. I played bishop d4. He played d6. I simply played h3 to stop the bishop from coming in because I will have to put my bishop back and I didn't want to do that to lose time. So he played this move as well. This is a kind of passive move. It's not the best move, as we can see from the evaluation bar. It's not the best move. Anyway, that's not a mistake, but it's not the best move. After that I castled. He played knight f6, rook e1 to protect the pawn. I didn't want to put the knight here because I want this pawn to attack the center. I want this pawn to be here, so he develops his bishop to castle as well, but he lost time from this move. That's the mistake. This move was not the worst move on the planet, but as you can see in some later moves it cost him a lot because this is a slow move, h6. So I played c3. I wanted to play d4 to attack the center. That's why I put my rook here to protect and not have the knight. I told you before. He played this passive move as well. These moves are kind of passive because I don't threaten anything. Okay, even if I put my bishop here, what happens? Nothing. So I played this d4 to attack the center. He gave me the time to do it by playing these passive moves. I took back with the pawn. He castled and then I played normal move knight c3 to develop my knight. After that, another passive move. As you can see, my opponent plays very passive. What is this? I know the idea. I understood the idea while I was playing against him, but it's too passive. He could also play this, for example. Instead of this, he could play this, but he played this. He wanted to play f5. Why f5? To attack my pawn and somehow open the file for the rook and attack my knight and do all these sacrifices and take my knight. That was the plan, but it didn't work out. And let's see the game. I talk too much. He played knight h7. What is this? And then I simply developed my bishop. I didn't went for something crazy like this, like d4, like d5, e5. I don't want to attack too early because my pieces are not developed yet. So I developed my bishop and another passive move. He moved his king away. Why? Because here the pawn was pinned from the bishop and he couldn't play f5. So he played king h8 to play f5. And I saw that and I said, okay, you are too slow. Let's attack. And I played d5. e5, that's e5, sorry, I'm saying it wrong. I'm not very familiar with the diagram, that's why I make a lot of mistakes, but I will get used to it, I think. So yes, I play d5, and now if you capture, I capture back. This is okay for black, but this pawn is good, and this knight is not very active because even this happens and you can move anywhere. I played d5. And then he played the plan that he had in his mind, to play f5. But as you can see, that is a mistake. Why? Because he gives me these strong passed pawns. It's not passed pawns yet, but they are too strong. And I played d6. This pawn is very strong now. You can take it because rook takes it and bishop protects it. You can push because bishop or knight takes it. And this bishop is in trouble. And in general, black pieces are very passive here. If you do this, it's not available. You can also do this, that's a move. You can also do this, or knight here, or knight a5. Knight a5, I drop back and you take a queen, I take queen b3, and I'm fine. But after I pushed, he panicked out a little bit, and he played another very bad move. What is this? Look at these knights. What are they doing here? Knight a7 and knight h7. And then I played knight d5 to attack further the bishop. My idea was this bishop protects the pawn very well from pushing. So if I take it, the queen has to block my pawn, and the queen will be inactive, because if it moves, I will push the pawn. And in general, the queen will become very passive, it will have to protect the pawn. So he played c6, okay move. I don't know what he wants, he doesn't develop his bishop by playing something like this, he doesn't want to do that, okay. And now I take, for the reason I told you, now queen takes and the queen is passive. You probably think it's not passive, but where can it go? It can go here, this. It can go anywhere, this. And after that, I push the other pawn, d5. And now if you take, I take with the bishop, and my bishop is very good. You can't play this because you lose the rook. And my bishop becomes very active here. And this pawn also becomes a weakness if I take with the queen. You have to play this, and rook, and attack the pawn. And after that he pushed the pawn, he wants to close the center, because these pawns are very dangerous. And after that I found a move that will shock you. I don't remember if it's now or next move, I think it's next move. From now I played a4. Why is that move? Because I saw that he wants to play b5 to attack my bishop. I have to put it back, and he wants to play c4 to trap my bishop potentially, or even if I put it back, he develops his bishop and he's completely fine. So I played this to stop the idea. So if he plays b5 now, I take, and he takes, I take, and it's another weakness. You can't take my bishop with a knight because you lose the rook. So he played this move. It looks natural from human perspective. Rook e8 to protect this pawn further, or to attack it, let's say, protect it from queening. And now I played a move that will shock you. If you were white in this position, what would you play? Pause the video if you want and find a move. And now I find a move that Stockfish says it's not brilliant, but it's not a blunder either. I played knight e5. As you can see, it doesn't drop too much like it's a blunder, but here I had almost 5 points advantage, and now I have 2.5, 2.6. It's not terrible. The idea was what? If you take, I play this. And you have to move the queen. You can't take the pawn because bishop takes. You can't take the pawn because queen takes. So you have to play queen here. And then I have this fork. And you could play this. I didn't calculate further, but I saw this tactical attack and I did it. I didn't calculate too much. As you can see, the time I played almost instantly. I didn't think too much. And now he played the queen here. Queen h4. And now what? The best move from Stockfish is to play g3 to attack the queen. Even if you lose this pawn, your king is not threatened by any regard, because only queen cannot checkmate you. This bishop is out of the game, this knight is out of the game, this knight is out of the game. So you are not really threatened even if queen is on h3. But I didn't do g3. I saw that move, but I said let's push more, because we are playing a human and not Stockfish. And I played this, and as you can see, I lost my advantage, and it's 0.6 advantage. But from a human perspective, look at this position. Who do you think is better here, white or black? 90% of people will say white, because look at these pawns and look at this fork. Even if bot doesn't like it, I mean, come on, look at it. And now the best move from bot was to play rook d8, but he didn't play that, and he took the pawn with blunder, because it's really dangerous. You see the fork and you try to avoid the fork. And my opponent thought, alright, if I take, at least I have this, and I will maybe save the game and I will maybe save the pawn from becoming a queen. And he said, okay, I will give a bishop worth 3 points and I will get 2 pawns in the future, maybe the second pawn. So he took, I captured back, of course, that's a blunder. Now the rook is in danger, so he has to play this, otherwise I promote. Basically I can't promote because queen covers this square and rook this square. So he played this to stop the pawn from becoming a queen, from becoming a monster. And now I played the g3 move that I thought earlier and didn't play it, because now what I did, this move has to move, this queen has to move. He can go here, I take, he can go here, I take. You can go back, I guess, but you can also take the free pawn. A human can easily take this pawn. A bot might not do that, but a human sees a free pawn and take it. So he took the pawn, and now the problem with black is what? The queen is really out of the game. This diagonal is closed. You can only play this to offer queen trade, but it's too slow again. You can't play this. You can't attack anything here with the queen, it's very passive. This knight is also passive. And all my pieces are very active, while black's pieces are passive. So here I took the pawn, the free pawn on e5, and I'm threatening this move to move the rook away to put some extra pressure in the e file and the d file to make a queen, a new queen. Now he played this move. He wants to do what? He said, okay, my knight here is very passive, I have to do something. I can't play it here because pawn take it. I can only move it here. He could also play this. That's a risky move, but you lose the queen and you can also take. But he played knight c6. And now I found the move to kick the rook away, or if you take the pawn, I win a free rook. So I played this. And now the rook has to move and black is in trouble. He played knight d4. Why? Because he wants to close the diagonal from the queen and take the pawn without problem, and even something here in the king side, but queen covers all the squares, and that's an ambitious move but doesn't do anything. And now I took the rook simply. He takes, and look at how weak this rank is. So I played this, rook e8 check. You can play this. I take the rook. If you take the rook, it's checkmate. Let's show it, and not only. Okay, if you take the rook, it's this, and something like you can play this, and he goes there. It's surely winning, but you can also do something. Yeah, anyway, that's winning. Mate in 5. I don't. Now I can find it, but if I spend some time, I will find it. After I play rook e8 check, he puts the knight here, and that's a free rook, so I take it. And my opponent simply resigns, because why? This knight can't be saved. You can play this because bishop covers this square. If you play this, I simply take this knight. You can give a check. You can give a check with the knight, with the queen. If you play this, I take check and win the game. So guys, that was the game. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I don't have anything else to say. See you in the next video. Bye.